You have such a sultry voice, it's like actually hard to pay attention.
He's immediately jumping into expressing his attraction for her. Once attraction and talking about is on the table, that opens up the other person to want to talk about it too, because now they go, oh, well, he said it in a non-creepy, non-judgmental, just very matter-of-fact way. That makes me feel comfortable to do the same. My name's Anthony Resinello, and this show is called Love Test, where I rate the compatibility, chemistry, and authenticity of popular couples so I could give you great advice on your own relationships. At the end of every episode, I give a love test score from 1 to 10, and it looks like we're gonna do a couple of those today because we're gonna be looking at a couple couples.
You will be at your wedding. You have to make the most important decision of your life. Will you get married?
God, Nick Lachey, so good looking. He looks like if David Duchovny was a vampire.
My parents were like, why don't you just go meet a guy at a bar? Who does that anymore?
Why is it so hard for people to understand that the easiest way to meet people for dating is like-minded communities? It always has been, it always will be. It always whiz be. Like-minded communities. If you have an interest, if you're passionate about something, find a community that is also passionate about that and then embed yourself within that community. Make great friends with everybody. Build those relationships, and over time, you're gonna start getting introduced to people that you have chemistry, connection, compatibility with. Okay, an attraction to. I have seen it in every community. It doesn't matter if you're into Rubik's Cubes or video games or archery. There is always going to be somebody hot for you in that community that you're gonna have chemistry with. It takes just a little bit more effort than going to a bar or swiping on your phone.
So, hey, Chelsea, tell me what makes you happy.
Bringing joy and fulfillment to other people.
She's already not into him. She's already like writing him off. Bringing joy and fulfillment to other people? F you.
Shoes make me happy.
Look at how nice and positive he is, and she's just like, shoes make me happy? Shoes? No, if you get me shoes, or if you like shoes, we'll have shoe talk. And he's just like being so sweet. Look at that those beautiful white teeth. This man is probably charming as fuck. She doesn't even probably deserve this man. But actually, now I'm kind of getting into the show.
You want to guess how many shoes I brought?
I'm gonna say 13.
No.
How many?
21.
21! I like you, you're stylish.
What do you do?
Oh, he's so
I used to play
positive.
soccer for a living.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Professional soccer player?
You see, now oh, you're a professional soccer player. Actually, let's talk more about things.
Unfortunately, a career-ending injury brought me back to the States.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure people don't give you enough like credit for like how hard transitioning is.
Chelsea, when I say I don't know if I'll ever get over it, I don't really know if I'll ever get over it.
What a sweetheart. Just the way he talks, the way, I just like him.
I love my job now. It's providing me a life that I'm very happy about. It's providing me opportunities, and I'm getting to work with incredible people.
Good.
I appreciate you asking that question and for hearing me out, and I don't get to talk about it often.
I want to hug you.
Right off the bat, I'm gonna call it, they don't work out. She's too like hard for him. This man is good on the outside and the inside.
I always feel this need to impress. I like have to immediately bring up, hey, like I'm really successful and I have my master's degree. Like we are so blessed in this situation where we don't put all of our cards out due to what someone looks like. And that feels really good.
But you know what? The reality of it is some people are just more into superficial stuff. That's just the reality of it. There's some ways of thinking that believe that's just everybody, or that's just all women. But that's not how it is. Everybody's different. Everybody has different types of personalities. Some people are just a little more superficial, or they just value achieving things and success and being the best. Hey, and that's okay. I'm not one of those people. He's definitely not one of those people. She might be one of those people. I don't really know her yet. I'm really just jumping to conclusions for fun here. As I get to know all of these people, I'm really interested in seeing who are the shallow people, who are the not shallow people. See, I like this show now. Now I'm gonna wanna watch this in my free time. If we get this episode to 100,000 views, or I'll make it easy for you, 7,000 likes, whichever one comes first, within 2023, I will do a part 2 of season 4 of Love is Blind.
Mommy.
Yes.
I love it.
I actually was going to use the name Alex instead. Because I just feel like, I feel like Kwame just like puts me in this very specific area.
Could you see how good he is at being vulnerable? Everybody talks about being vulnerable is bad, but he does it in the perfect way. He's open, positive, and confident about his vulnerabilities. I was almost going to call myself Alex because being called Kwame puts me in a very specific area. In other words, he's thinking, oh, women might judge me. They might think I'm like different than them if I use this name. That is a vulnerability that enables the other person to open up back to you and show their vulnerabilities back to you. When two people keep getting vulnerable, and keep showing support and trust and interest in each other's vulnerabilities, that creates such a strong connection. Do you see how it's all working here, guys? You don't connect on how cool you guys are, right? You connect on vulnerabilities, on unique interests that you share that other people don't, on emotions that you guys share that other people don't, right? That is how connections form. That's the building blocks to attraction and chemistry. Kwame's gonna be my favorite guy.
Happy that you used your name. I feel like it just kind of speaks to like core values. That's definitely so important. Like, cause for me, I think I feed really hard off. Like,
see exactly what happened. Kwame opened up, got vulnerable immediately. He didn't wait a half an hour or an hour. As soon as he sat down, that was the first thing he did. What happened? She said, I am going to support your vulnerability, show that I like it, and now I'm gonna relate back to you a vulnerability that I have and where maybe I feel different and left out, but I'm still gonna be myself despite that. That's how two people connect.
Manifestation is such a real thing to me.
It's such a real thing. I'm so passionate about that. Like, law of attraction is like huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. I believe it. Like, this is like in my future. It's gonna happen.
Micah
they like each other.
Is amazing. I can feel her energy from behind the wall. Micah is my number one.
Yeah, I was literally just
I won't lie,
thinking
I
that.
definitely have like a crush on Of the Wall right now.
Wow.
I love talking to Kwame, and we really have like a similar outlook on life.
So far with Micah, I don't think she's interesting enough for Kwame. Like, Kwame sounds like an interesting person. I still want to learn more about her, see if she's not just like basic, because I don't think that'll work, right? But if she's a little more than just basic, I think it could be a really good match. Now, the funny thing about the way that Kwame does interact is it's so in line with how I've been teaching conversation and flirting and connection and chemistry from the start. And that's why I made a free Skillshare course exactly on this topic of connection, chemistry, conversation. Do you ever go into a date and then go, I don't know what the to say? We just ran out, it's been 5 minutes and we ran out of conversation topics. This course teaches you how to get through that. Have you ever felt like, damn, I don't know how to bring this to the next level? How do I get into like a more sexual vibe with the person? How do you continue a conversation and a relationship to the next date and to the next date? This conversation course teaches you how to do that. Now, this link below gives you a free month of Skillshare, enabling you more than enough time to take my course. Now, at the end of the trial, if you don't want Skillshare anymore, you just cancel and you don't pay anything. That's the amazing thing about getting my course. If you want that, you can click the link in the description, or you can keep watching now and I'll remind you again at the end of the episode.
So I'm an environmental scientist.
That's so cool. What's your favorite place that you've been?
Probably Italy.
My favorite place in the world is Positano.
Okay, listen, when we get married, that's reason for us to go back. How's that?
No, that sounds like a perfect idea.
You have such a sultry voice, it's like actually hard to pay attention.
He's immediately jumping into expressing his attraction for her. Most people feel really weird about expressing their attraction to somebody on a first date or too soon, right? They're scared of scaring the person off, making like people thinking you're creepy, them rejecting you. But when you do it in a way where you show you're not needy, you're not attached to the outcome, you don't care if you get rejected, and you're doing it not as a way to make her like you back, but only as a way to show your interest and express your approval for that person. That makes it so incredible and powerful, and it just opens up the opportunity for two people to see if they are attracted to each other, right? So once basically all I just said is once attraction and talking about sex is on the table, that opens up the other person to want to talk about it too. Because now they go, oh, well, he said it in a non-creepy, non-judgmental, just very matter-of-fact way. That makes me feel comfortable to do the same. But if she felt pressure to like reciprocate her attraction back onto him, she would feel uncomfortable, she would back away, and then she probably wouldn't like the rest of the interaction. But he did it in such a great way, just talking about how her voice is like sultry, but it's in the way he said it really. Don't worry about the words. I want you to think about, how do you feel about this person? Like you're attracted, right? Why are you attracted? And then just let that out as authentically as possible. That is the best way. Now, when you first start doing this, it's gonna feel really, I'm laughing because I remember the first time I did this, I was like 19 years old or 20 years old, and I just did it to this girl I was talking to that I had met at school in the halls, and I just told her I thought she had really sexy lips. And after I said that, like, I was about to run away. I was about to cry. I was about to shit my pants, actually. When she responded, she was just like, oh, thank you, thanks. And I was like, oh my God, she liked it. It wasn't a bad thing to say. I just felt so much more comfortable expressing my attraction to people after that moment. And I hope you could do the same for yourself. Now, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a man, woman, non-binary, it doesn't matter. Express your attraction into the people that you are attracted to.
As a scientist and a more analytical person, I expected to see flaws and holes in the experiment, and it's surprisingly sound. It's as if placing a boundary in between people has actually removed a boundary.
It's likely that he's somebody that is like very analytical, very scientific. People like that tend to really overthink things before they do them because they don't want to be unprepared. You will never be able to accurately figure out how you're gonna feel and how it's gonna go. The best way to figure out how you're gonna feel and how things are gonna go is to do that thing over and over and over and over and over many times. If you don't have the experience, just go, I don't have the experience to know. So it's actually gonna be better for me to just relax, and when I get there, just have fun. Because if I overthink it, I'm gonna get to that date or get to that experience and feel uncomfortable with all of the things I had planned not going to plan.
My name's Paul. What's yours?
Paul. I'm Amber.
Amber. I like that. It's like the stone. I love rocks.
It is. That's where I got it.
Ooh.
My dad is into the gemstones.
Oh, nice. Me too. All right. Well, what's your name? How old are you?
My name's Amber.
Oh, yeah. I already asked that.
That's okay. Where are you from?
I am from New Orleans, Louisiana.
You're from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Stop.
So
God, I could eat beignets all day.
those are gonna be at our wedding, so just be ready.
See? Paul, I was liking you until you used the same line twice, which tells me my assumptions were correct. You are an overthinker that plans what you're gonna say ahead. Maybe on not a reality show that's gonna work out for you because people aren't gonna know that you repeat the same shit to people. Ugh. When the whole world sees you do it, it just makes you come off not good.
I'm a flight attendant.
I love that.
Right now, I feel Paul's anxiety. If you see, he's kind of like, his hands are in his pockets, he's standing, he's kind of rocking back and forth, pacing. It seems like he's trying to jump too quickly to answers before he even knows how he really does feel. I think Paul's nervous right now.
I used to live down in the Bahamas for a while. I'm an environmental scientist, so
Okay.
I was doing biological oceanography. I was studying sharks.
The fact that Paul is kind of standing, and it's almost like he's being an orator right now. He's almost like he's on stage teaching or giving a TED Talk. That shows that he is performing right now. Performing is the worst, absolute worst thing you could do when you're interacting with somebody or you're building a relationship with somebody or you're on a first date, whatever it is. When you are performing, you are not interacting, you're not connecting, right? So performing is only saying, I am going to entertain you. Once that person feels that, it closes the dynamic off for them where they now become an audience member. They don't feel they have to engage as much with you as you are with them. Always remove your performance headspace and always focus on, this is about you and me.
Who's this?
Zach.
Everyone just had such strong opinions about you. And so with you and your crazy stories.
Irina, let me tell you something, because I really like you.
Already.
What is this? Like, yo, all this like alpha male shit is so cheesy. And it's like so obvious who the cheesiest people are is the guys that are trying to be alpha as fuck. Oh, let me tell you something. I like you.
You know, I was joking with all these girls, you know, about things like being a stripper. And as I was doing it,
Oh, he's so cheesy.
like, okay, I have 9 days to pick a wife.
9 days on this show.
That I'm actually gonna have to be vulnerable. I'm gonna have to confront demons that
Yeah.
I have not.
What are you so scared of?
My mother was a stripper. And she did that to make sure that I had food.
So he jokes that he's a stripper to people? Yo, this is like some weird, like, mommy son shit that, like if your mother was a stripper, would you, like, joke to people that it's like, I'm a stripper? No, I'm actually an attorney. Something's off with you, spiky boy.
I can remember being a kid, going through the drive-thru and my mom not having enough money to buy me a meal and her breaking down into tears. And she was an amazing woman. And she died. After my mom died, I've been on autopilot. I just like did what I needed to do to pass the bar, get through law school, made a lot of money for my firm, and I was slowly dying inside. And if I wanted to even do honor to my mother's memory and what she wanted for me, I couldn't keep just playing it safe. I don't want it to be about making money. I really don't care about that.
Like, none of that shit matters.
I want my life to be about serving other people. And that's why I came here, honestly. I wanted a wife, kids, and a family. And I want to be with someone who shares that view.
I don't want to be a dick, but from like what I knew of him earlier, and now he's just like dropping the saddest story ever after joking about it before, something's telling me that he is just purposely like using this story as a way to make people feel bad for him and to see him as like this sensitive creature. Now, hey, I could have the wrong impression. It's still the first episode, but that's what my gut's telling me.
My dad always told me, like, I want you to be able to have your own opportunities, like, that you wouldn't be able to have in Russia. And so, like, I don't want to take anything for granted.
You have a very powerful presence.
It's flattering. I feel like you can feel, like, connection and energy.
I don't know. To me, this guy just gives off bullshit artist.
Being 100% transparent. You are a 10 on the intellect.
Thank you. I have a good brain.
I like it.
What? I'm so confused. Did they just skip the part where she showed her intellect, or?
My favorite song is I Hope You Dance by Leanne Wombat.
Really?
Yeah, have you heard it?
Absolutely. That's like my mom's song for like me.
That's gonna be my first dance song to whoever I marry.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm like already a little bit crying. That's crazy. Go ahead and I'm listening. I'm sorry.
When I was 16, my mother, she dedicated that song to me. She made me sit down and listen to it. And so I actually memorized it. I can sing it from memory.
I can sing it too.
You can sing I Hope You Dance from memory.
That's my mom's song.
Are they gonna sing the song together right now?
My mom, I want her to like have a dance with me like at my wedding because she like is my rock, you know, and like I want to honor her as much as I honor my dad. Sorry, I'm crying.
What the f is happening?
I don't know. My heart is racing.
Boy, wow, a magnet for serendipity.
I'm like so confused. Like, what are they connecting on? The song I Hope You Dance? That their family likes that song? And is this guy Zach a bullshit artist or what? I don't know.
I really hope this is Brett.
This is Brett.
Yes.
And I know this is Tiffany.
Yes.
How are you?
Excited to see you again. I actually got heels on today because I'm feeling sexy, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, what else are you wearing? I'm curious.
I am wearing like a teal or emerald green dress.
I'm wearing a shirt right now that I would consider the same color. Yeah, it's like a teal, green, blue.
What is up with these people on reality shows that they're like blown away by the most basic shit? They're wearing green. dude.
I was told that, hey, you know, your lips are perfect to play flute. And I saw flute as like this girly instrument, and I really wanted to play drums. So who was gonna be put on the drum line? I was. And so my senior year, we were the best freaking band in the nation.
The satisfaction that you get from people doubting you,
Yeah.
like I love that. Because I think I have a similar mentality. And maybe my sixth grade year, I just started to notice like my family situation just to start to like gradually.
Do you see what he just did right here? This is a fundamental skill in conversation. Somebody expresses themselves emotionally. You don't really have to identify their experience if you haven't had it yourself, but identify the underlying emotion that's driving that experience. So what he did is he identified the emotion of fighting in the eyes of doubt, right? People doubting you and you saying, nope, I'm gonna succeed anyway. And he is now saying, I love that, and now here's where it happened in my life.
I got a DM. That DM led into a job opportunity. And then I was there for a year before a recruiter from Nike hit me up.
Then in 3 years, I've gone from no footwear industry to a director at the biggest footwear company in the world. And I don't have a college degree. So
wow, impressive, man. I'm liking these two. They both have that little thing inside them where they're really ambitious, and I think they're attracted to that in each other. Very strong, but at the same time soft. I'm liking these two.
You're an amazing person.
Yep.
I don't think I would have dated somebody like Brett in the outside or real world. I probably would have judged Brett for not having a college degree, not going through this traditional career path. I would have had this preconceived notion of who Brett was, but when you start to hear his story, he's not like all these other guys.
When you hear that he's the director of Nike, the college degree just no longer matters anymore.
So how are you feeling about Kwame today? You feeling good, confident? Is he your only date today?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself with him outside of this?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I don't know if I really want to talk about it, though.
Why?
I don't want to trust that girl over there.
I think that you're his best match, and I hope that he's able to recognize that.
Kwame talks to my heart, my head, and my vagina.
That's weird that Chelsea's into Kwame because she did not show it. Maybe that's just her personality. Maybe she is kind of just like a harder person. I did not get those vibes that she was that into Kwame.
Every time.
But how could you not be into Kwame?
It gets better. Hands down, tenfold, 100%. I think what's hard is that they can tell you all these things in this experiment, but you know that right after this date, he's dating someone else. He could be saying the same things to her.
Before you get into a relationship, you do not get yourself attached. Ever. You are always thinking of the person as your friend, as a good friend that you could be attracted to. Now, I know this sounds crazy because this goes against all of what society expects of you. Movies, TV, music, it's all telling you when you feel those feelings, just fall hard. Just don't do that. It is going to hurt your relationships. It's going to hurt your dating life. When you get attached too early, what starts happening is you start putting yourself into a relationship with that person before you're in a relationship with that person. That is one, disrespectful to the person that you're dating, and two, disrespectful to yourself. It's disrespectful to the person that you're dating because you are assuming a dynamic between the two of you without it being clear and explicit between the two of you. And two, it's disrespectful to yourself because you are putting yourself in a relationship with nobody because that person ain't in a relationship with you yet. So always see it as just friends that you're attracted to before it's a relationship. Always. This will help your dating life. You won't start getting jealous, start going, oh, why hasn't he texted me back? Why did she flake on me tonight? All of these things will just be like, no worries.
It is wild when you're just so connected with someone that you can't walk by them without thinking about how infatuated you are, you know? It's not just like, oh, I mean, the only reason that I'm like, I want to put my hands all over your bodies because like, essentially I feel like I have myself all over your soul.
This guy's f***ing good, okay? Because it's true. Real attraction is when you know that person so well, you recognize yourself in that person. That's how connection works. That's how connection moves towards attraction, sexual attraction. So what he just said, he worded how everybody feels about true attraction. And that's why she just melted there. This fucking guy, Kwame, dude.
You know what I mean? So it's like having that connection.
And do you see how he's not trying to like be impressive when he says it? He's literally just expressing himself. He goes like, you know what I mean? Having, I just love him.
So when you like to have sex, do you like the souls to like connect?
And do you see how he opened up sex in a way that enabled her to feel comfortable reciprocating back? That's why she's asking a sex question right now. Right? Right? You could do this on a first date. You could do this on a second date.
Oh my gosh, yes. If we're married, we're not having sex, we're making love.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, yes, it is everything and more. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah.
She wants to bang
sacred.
him right the fuck.
I want to have a very, almost spiritual connection with my husband's body.
Oh my gosh, whoa. That hit my soul.
She's kicking her feet, bro!
What is happening in here tonight?
Yeah, so they definitely want to bang. Now, isn't that cool that two people that have never seen each other before, just based on conversation, now want to have sex with each other truly, like make love with each other, and they haven't even seen each other yet. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, are we just ready?
So I know what she's trying to do now. Now that she's jealous of Micah sneaking her way into Kwame's heart, she's trying to get this show on the road already. She wants to get him and move on. She doesn't want him thinking about Micah or anybody else. She wants this relationship started now. And it's fucking funny how this show shows the narrative playing out. It shows that she's jealous. It shows that she's now really developing a strong connection and why she's moving so quickly on Kwame right now.
You better stop playing before I find my way to the other side of that wall.
Let's just be done.
Like, can we just get at it right now?
I'm not sure what Kwame's about to say, but I have a feeling he's not sure yet. And it's gonna be interesting to see a nice guy say that he's not ready yet, if he's not.
Feeling good. I would say it's feeling very, 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 very good. I'm all about it.
Kwame.
I don't know, something's off. I'm all about it is how he ends.
I do have a very, very, very strong connection with someone else. She tends to reassure me about how much she wants to be with me. And it's going in every direction that you would want it to go as a person who wants to be cared for.
In terms of Micah, I mean, she's not even sure about Kwame. She's between Kwame and Paul. So, who gives a f?
One thing that just keeps popping up about her.
Is it that she validates you more than I do? And reciprocates feelings more vocally?
Yes. Point blank period.
Do you see how straightforward Kwame is? I'm learning from him because he's able to be so matter-of-fact and straightforward without being negative or offensive or putting any emotion into it in a way that makes you not feel judgment or anger or upset about what he says, or at least that's what I'm getting from him.
I'm so sure about you. So I mean, I'm telling you, I want to propose earlier. Are you okay?
My jaw dropped to the ground. Oh my God. Obviously I love to hear that and it makes me feel so good. I want to know like why you feel like that.
I'm trying to figure out why Kwame is doing this, like what he sees in Micah. And like, again, I don't have a lot of stuff to go off of their personalities, but I'm just going to take what I see. And it seems like Micah is a little bit more feminine, a little bit more demure. It's just a little bit softer than Chelsea. And that might be what Kwame's more attracted to, just generally, just viscerally. That's what I'm getting, but again, I don't know anything about these people.
It is not fair to you to tell you to cut any connection. Like, who am I to do that? Like, if I'm doing that now, in the preliminary stages of our relationship, who am I gonna be telling you to cut out of your life at any point, you know?
That's like such a great point, actually.
Kwame is exhibiting another great relationship skill, showing that he's unattached to the outcome and that he cares about her. He cares about her happiness. And so if she wants to be with somebody else, that is going to be okay with him. He doesn't want to cut that off if that is going to bring her true love.
Better not go falling for anyone else. I'll beat your ass.
What color is your reveal dress?
You can't know, like, it has to be a surprise. It will surprise you, I think.
I think what Kwame just did right there is thought, man, there's not a lot of sexual tension between me and her like there was with Chelsea. So I want to kind of like throw that in there. He wants to feel that with her.
Have you ever cheated on a spouse, or would you?
I'd like to think that I wouldn't, but I think that it would have led down to that road just because I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I think there's always an underlying issue. It doesn't make it okay, but there's always a reason.
Kind of a red flag.
Wait, you think that's a red flag with me?
Yeah, I mean, she literally just said, if it's not going well in a relationship, I would probably cheat. The reason why she was able to say that is because up until this point, Paul has been very seemingly non-judgmental the way he asked that question, which enabled her to open up and be honest. But in the end, all of these conversations are so they could see if they are the right people. And that was a red flag. Paul did a good job of getting her to really show her true colors early on, and she did a good job of showing her true colors. But that's why it's so important to have these really in-depth, deep discussions with each other when you're first getting to know each other.
It was in the past, like, if you're asking me now, like, hell no. Before it got to that point, like, I would end it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the right thing to do.
I mean, and that was a hypothetical, you know, like, it didn't happen.
Don't ask me as I didn't know you were asking me, like, for real.
No, I would never cheat on you because that is not who I am.
I'll believe you.
I'll believe you.
I feel weird. I feel like really anxious right now. I don't know why.
Do you? I'm sorry.
You see how calm he is now? He started off really anxious, but Paul's an interesting character. I want to learn more about him, see what he's like. Now he comes off very blasé, kind of relaxed, not really needing to kind of emotionally support the other person. But at the same time, he's always seemed pretty rational and calculated. But I'd like to see who he is as a full human as I watch this show.
Whenever you think about me and you think about Kwame, and who do you see yourself saying yes to?
I mean, it's really clear to me.
Really?
Yeah. And like that person that I would say yes to is you.
Wow.
Do you think if we agreed to just go for each other, maybe you wouldn't feel risky to me anymore?
I think so.
You know what it feels like? It feels like two people like negotiating like a huge business deal. Like they're quiet, they're waiting for the other person to talk. They don't want to say the wrong thing. They're like, are we doing this?
I think of love, I think of you. Let's do it, let's make it happen.
And how would we do that?
I have to talk to Amber.
Are you still feeling like sure about that?
Yeah, it's not gonna take it well, unfortunately. She's not gonna take it good at all.
Paul was getting those red flags left and right in that last date, and I think that's what pushed him over the edge. Now, when it comes to Micah, I didn't really see a lot of connection with them, so I don't know why she felt so strongly about him. But one thing that I could definitely say now that I'm watching Paul more, he's a great example of a very confident, charming introvert. Somebody that's really laid back, relaxed, right? Not somebody that's outgoing, is gonna be like lighting up rooms wherever he goes, big personality, big energy. He's very like calm, relaxed, kind of just does constant vocal burn when he talks, but he owns who he is. He doesn't try to be more than who he is, and he stays engaged and interested and rational and detached, but at the same time, really connected with the people that he's talking to. So far, I don't know much about Paul yet, but from what I'm getting, I'd say he's a good person to study if you are similar to him. See how he interacts, see how he responds to people, see how he shows his interest, and kind of see if that matches your personality as well. So if we can get this episode to 100,000 views or 7,000 likes, whichever one comes first, in 2023, I will do a part 2 of Love is Blind Season 4. And now here's the moment you've all been waiting for, everybody. It's the love test ratings. Brett and Tiffany, they have a very strong connection. I personally think Tiffany is a lot more judgmental than she comes off. That was clear to me at the beginning when she goes, if it wasn't this show, I would probably judge him for all of these things, but now I really like him. Like something's off about that. But I give them a love test score so far in their relationship, and this could change as the episodes move on. I would say 7 is like a good, healthy rating for them. Let's move to Paul and Micah. I actually think this is a lower connection. I haven't seen much connection between Paul and Micah. I'm going to assume that the reason why they like each other is just because they like think each other's voices sound sexy or something like that. Like they feel like, oh, this sounds like a hot person. That's what my assumption is, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna give them, honestly, like a f***ing 4 on the love test score. That's the lowest I've ever given. Like I said, as the episodes move on, this could go up, it could go down. Chelsea and Kwame, this is an interesting relationship because it started off not seeming too good, but as time went on, Chelsea really started opening up. I mean, how could you not open up to Kwame? He is like made to open up to. He is an incredible charmer, has great social skills, really charismatic. And I started liking Chelsea more as I got to see more of her with Kwame, somebody that is great at opening up and bringing out the real side of people that would otherwise probably be a little more cold, a little more standoffish. That is the value of charm if you didn't know it by now. Their connection so far, from what I've seen, it's a pretty good connection, but really, honestly, I'm gonna give it a 6 right now on the love test score. Those are the people that I'm gonna rate right now. Zach and somebody else, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Zach. If you're interested in learning the art of flirting and conversation and connection, I have that free class for you on Skillshare. You can click the link right now and get it for free with a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. After you're done with the trial, if you don't want to continue with Skillshare, just cancel. You don't have to pay anything. I found that this has been the best way to give my viewers this course on conversation and connection and chemistry and flirting through this free Skillshare link. You can get it down below right now.